Hello everyone, welcome to another weekly market review. Today is the 3rd of February 2020 and we've had some great movement in January for cryptocurrencies, and finally the indices are also starting to move in a projected direction. So let's get right into it. Here's the total market cap. You know that all of last week, I was being very bullish, and I knew that we are going to be moving up because, guys, I'll tell you something. For crypto, this is about when you heard me getting really bullish, and you know why? Because we flipped a major resistance back into support. And the thing is that this move, it is led by altcoins, like I said before. So what happens is that it's actually the market cap, the total market cap, that is leading Bitcoin. And you can see the same thing. Currently Bitcoin is sitting at this weekly resistance and everybody's confused whether we are going to flip it or not. But you can see the total market cap has already done it. Last week we've had a good 10-12% move on this total market cap, and we flipped. This weekly we've closed well above it, and this is a very crowded area. I would expect for price to at least take some time before getting through it, but we have flipped the last weekly high on a closing basis, which made the low. We have flipped it and we have made a higher high on a closing basis. So this is very, very significant, and I think people do not understand that, and they do not give enough weight to this chart, and this is where they are lacking. They think the total market cap chart is a meme. Well, you can see the powerful effect of it. So on the monthly close as well, since we've opened a new candle, you can see what a strong month it is. After seeing a candle like this, if somebody is still bearish, I really don't know what kind of technical analysis they're doing. Because now we have a big support right here, this 240 to 220 level. This is big support right now. So we've built an order block, and we've made a big candle right above it. And let's quickly look at the daily. So the daily, we had this channel, and I was talking last week about us making a higher high, because we had reversed and we had reclaimed the daily support. But now we've made a higher high, and now we're consolidating on this weekly. I will turn it into support now. Yeah, so this weekly level, which was first resistance, has turned into support. This is where post the China pump we were consolidating. We never closed the daily candle above this weekly level, and you can very clearly see that we are consolidating above what has been resistance all the way since the September breakdown. So this is the same level we are consolidating at that we were in July July and August. This is the floor, guys, and this may become the new floor for crypto. It is possible because we already spent a lot of time here, and we are reconsolidating again. For our targets remain the same. We did make this double bottom, and I gave our targets to somewhere close to this weekly resistance level. So around 295 billion to 300 billion is where the target is, also matching with the fib level. It's a nice confluence with the channel. So again, this is a very strongly trending market, guys. It's not really giving much dips, but people are still in fear. So that's the best thing about it, and that is why when you catch things early, it is when it is profitable, it is when it is beneficial, because by the time the crowds get into the train, the profits have really diminished. And you can already see maybe some people who kind of thought they were early, they started longing here, but a lot of people have pretty much gone long now. A lot of bears have now flipped their bias. So the market is going to make it hard for them to get some gains. You had to flip your bias here, guys. This is where you could have flipped bias, and this is where we did flip bias. And over here we were confidently bullish at around 200 billion. So we've made a good 20-25% move across markets, and easily a lot of 100% plus moves on margin plays in this much time. So that's the thing. Now people are going to get bullish once we reclaim this weekly level, because that's when BTC will have crossed 10,000, and it can be chop city after that. Bitcoin's going to make it hard, because there isn't a free lunch. Either you catch a reversal early. Reversals have their own different characteristics. They are not normal, because they are not frequent. So they have very different characteristics, which have shallow retraces, a lot of fake downs, a lot of liquidity grabs to the downside. But also the most important thing is bearish sentiment. That's the key part of a good reversal, because the market is able to sustain that for a long time. So that's all we're getting, guys. And this is again another SR flip. So as long as total market cap 245 billion, this strong resistance level which has turned into support, and we have closed the weekly above it. We have spent 1 2 3 4 about a week above it, consolidating. So all of these are very bullish signs, and they are signs of continuation. There is nothing in the chart that is showing weakness as of now. Every resistance is being flipped into support, and it's holding. After such a big move, we've had a move of 55% for the total market cap. We're still making very shallow retraces and holding a very high level. So how is that not bullish? I don't understand how people still are just trying to short this and not focusing on buying the dips. Here's the altcoin market cap on the monthly time frame. So you can see what kind of a January we've had. And this is all of altcoins, a 60% move in a single month. That is a reversal, guys. That is a strong reversal, because we've taken out we've not just taken out, we've decimated the previous monthly resistance, and we haven't even we've tested it on a lower time frame, as support, but we've really gone through it very strongly. And alts, it's not so often that we have such a big month for alts. I think May was something similar for altcoins. Yeah, we had about a 70% move in May for the altcoin market cap. So great gains in January. If you missed out, don't worry. I think what you can see is the previous market cycle. Once we did break a monthly above it, this is 2016. July 2016 was when we had the halving. So the lead up to it was pretty much a strong uptrend, guys. And I'm going to do a more in-depth analysis on altcoins and what we can expect from them. We don't have much of a sample size, but we have had one previous market entire cycle with a reversal, so there is a lot of interesting things to learn from that. But for now, a monthly candle looks absolutely amazing for bulls, and the weekly candle as well. This is where we were last week, again expecting this weekly resistance, this big weekly resistance to be broken. We have done that, and we smashed right through and consolidating right below the next big resistance. And we have a big monthly level here, guys. This 95 to 100 billion. I think that's going to be a big resistance where we can expect a bigger interaction. And even now we're just consolidating, but I'm still looking at that 95 to 100 level, yet managing risk for this chart. And if you look at the daily, that is what our target is. Our target matches with this big monthly resistance, 95 to 98. And currently, last week we have done as we projected. This is basically a entire move up, a shallow retrace, and this essentially should be the first leg of the next move, because we are holding up still, we are still carrying on. And all I would say is, if you did catch this bottom of this move, just manage your stops. That's all you need to be doing. Just manage your stops. If you are a scalper, you can play lower time frames. Still, I would say have an upside bias for your trades, because you will end up having that opportunity to convert a scalp into a swing trade. And I think that is the most profitable and beneficial when we are scalping and something like that happens. So yeah, double bottom target still active, and this trade to for the altcoin market cap to move up to 95 to 98 billion still active. And nothing else much to say, guys. After this kind of a chart and this kind of a move, again, I am absolutely flummoxed how CT is still remaining to be bearish. I do not understand what kind of technical analysis they are doing to be able to do that. But anyways, it's good for everybody who is on the right side of the market. And let's carry on and take this to our target. Yes, odds against BTC. Again, we had a long consolidation. This has been about almost 20 days of price being here. We have kind of broken up towards on the next possible leg. But I have another analysis and analogy for odds against BTC. And I want to delve away from this chart a bit and take us there. So it's Bitcoin against the dollar, and on the monthly, we just want to take a quick look on the monthly. Higher than average volume, strong big candle, and the monthly close has confirmed a reversal on a closing basis in price. And what are we doing? This big monthly support, it is beginning to turn into resistance. And even in terms of the volume profile, you can see the two big volume nodes around 8,000 and 6,000. Both of them we have gotten over. The next big volume node is in the mid 10,000s, guys, and that's where our next big resistance is. This monthly block right here, because this monthly block is essentially what triggered this entire correction for BTC in the previous 2018 market cycle. So this monthly block is always been resistance. It is also in confluence with this big level. This is also quarterly level 10,700, and you can see the last monthly closing highs that we had, they acted as very good resistance last time. So that is the reason that 10,700 is a big level for me to be taking profits on this Bitcoin move. Let's get into the daily quickly. So this is the chart I was sharing for the daily for BTC, and all you can see is that we have entered a previous range. This is what people would call the distribution range for the previous market cycle. But honestly, guys, this is not distribution. For me, all of this is probably, it is possible that all of this is accumulation, because the thing is, if you do understand market cycles, this was accumulation too. This was not distribution for BTC. Distribution is much shorter. This was distribution in the previous market cycle. Distribution lasts much for a much shorter period than accumulation. So this was distribution, and this entire range for BTC, 6,000 to I would say about 9,800, this was strong accumulation, and all we did is we pulled the rug, took out everybody, and just smashed back above. Price did not spend much time in this zone. We were literally just here for 2 to 3 months on very low volume. Price did not spend much time here at all, and all we did, we made another big impulse, and we've pretty much just been accumulating since. And what you can see now is that we have gotten back into this range, and for me, the invalidation for this BTC swing position that I am in is a close below this range. 9,085 is the bottom of this range, and I would like to see a high time frame close below this for me to shift any kind of bias. But for now, all you can see is again just like the total market cap. We're just doing support resistance flips. The shorter time frame is doing some other things which is confusing people, and it is turning people bearish, and it is okay. But this is, if you zoom out, we made a range. It was a very long range. We spent from June to September 4 months in this range. Smashed back down, came back, failed to hold it, and went back right below. So now we have reclaimed this range. The logical target, once you reclaim a range, of course you do take profits midpoint, but the logical target once you do reach a range is to reach its midpoint, which is close to 10,900, 11,000. We also have the double bottom target for BTC, like I pointed out last time. So this double bottom target, I think it matches up with the middle of that range. It may be similar. No, it's much smaller. This double bottom target is much lower. It's about 10,100, 10,200, which matches up with the 0.25 of this range. So currently, until we get a high time frame close below 9,080, there is nothing to be concerned about with Bitcoin. We are very strongly in this uptrend, and we have impulsed out of a strong resistance zone, and we are consolidating above it as support. And I think this is the 95.50 zone is what everybody is concerned about. But as you can see on the total market cap, we are already sitting above this consolidation that we had, which is showing that alts are leading this move, and which is showing that we are actually in the macro bullish, and it's just that everybody's stuck onto analyzing the Bitcoin chart to understand the cryptosphere, and they do not get that the real key lies in the total market cap. So that's again free alpha for you guys. This is a free review that I do for you. I appreciate it if you share it, if you share it with others, if you can acknowledge the value that you are getting in these reviews. I know many of you are silently watching and appreciating, but it would be nice for you to kind of come out and share it. I'm not charging anything for this time that I spent giving you free alpha, so it would be nice to share it. So on the lower time frames, let's just quickly look at the 1 hour. So this is the setup I shared on Twitter, expecting a Gartley for another test of the monthly support, and we got this test on the second, and we also hit the target of the Gartley to perfection. I think we missed it by like $1 or $2, but if you were smart enough, like this is a good move, guys. This was a nice 5% move on BTC. So till the time we do find support here, it is fine and it is wise to carry on just playing this range. You should watch my video on ranges if you do not remember how to play ranges. But the range play has been giving a lot of plays, guys. The range play has been constantly giving a lot of moves. So I'm just drawing it out roughly, but this is pretty much the range that we are currently in. So any swing failure pattern outside the range, you can long it as soon as you get back in the range, targeting the midpoint and the top of the range. The same thing at the back, you're escaping the range, coming back in, so you can target the midpoint and the bottom of the range. Here you would not have reached your target and gotten stopped out. Again, we had a deviation from the range. You can play this, short this back to the middle of the range and the bottom of the range. You would hit both targets. Same thing outside the range, you get back in, you take a long, you target the middle of the range and the top of the range. So this range play is giving a lot of plays while we are in this range. For your swing position, I think you should have alerts and watch for any closes below this 90-80 level. This is the higher time frame range that we are in. So any closes below this, you should be watching for that. But until then, currently, yesterday we made a stop run and we've also ran these lows, so if we do not get follow through on this move, it is possible that this may be a bear trap. Disclosure, I did hedge, and I am actively playing this range. So we did hit the top of this range, so I did hedge here, and I also have a scalp short where I will be taking some profits once we get to the middle of the range. And my swing position is just sitting comfortable because I did catch it early. You know that I have a swing position on Bitcoin from 8200, which has been shared on my Twitter publicly. Also, my swing positions on alts, they are just patiently waiting for this range to resolve. Unless we get that close, I think this will resolve upwards sooner rather than later. I would expect for this range to resolve within the next couple of days. So still expecting this to move up, guys, with the targets of 10-100, 10-200, and this 10 big target of 10-770. That is basically our quarterly level. 10-770, around 10,700. So that's a big quarterly resistance. So that's currently the plan for Bitcoin. While it's in the range, check the range play video, guys. There's a lot of money to be made while price is ranging, contrary to popular belief. Quick look at Nasdaq. I do believe that I've spoken about this before. We are topping out, and I did say that early shorters might get punished. So it is possible that we do come back up again, creating some kind of false confidence in the market. But this is still valid for me, guys. I think we're going to make this big move. So whatever bounces you get, bounces are for shorting, for building positions. At least for me personally, that's what I would be doing. And China's already had a big move down. I don't think their market is quite independent and shouldn't base our trades based on it. But it is possible that we get the early shorter squeeze and continue to get a bit of a bounce. But over the next 2 to 3 months, possibly by April, mid-April or end April, I would expect for us to be all the way down here. So yeah, quick note on Nasdaq, whatever bounces you get, for me, they are still for shorting. Another quick note on gold, it's playing out just as we thought. We were thinking of finding support at this 1560 level, maybe making a swing failure. We did not get a stop run, but we did test this beautifully, and we're pretty much following the scribble. It is possible that if Nasdaq is building some kind of a short squeeze, we do get another test of this. If we do and we make a swing failure over here, then that would be another place to catch some longs if you're not already in. But this is a strong market, guys. Gold is looking pretty good. We're having some nice closes for gold. Just look at the monthly close quickly. We closed into this block, which is reflecting strength. We did not close above it, but we closed into it, and we did not weaken to it. So that does reflect strength, and it is possible that we are heading to our yearly open target of 1675 for gold. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and go ahead and share it with someone else. And if you have any questions about what we covered today, please leave them in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you or answer them in my next video. For more trading content and education, go ahead and click on the video on your right. Thanks for watching, guys, and cheers!